to this week's Pick a Card reading. So in today's session, a few days ago, I was chatting with one of my good girlfriends from college, and I was asking her, what do you think would be a good topic to cover in this week's reading? What do you think people would want to hear the most about? And she had the really good idea of talking about this topic, which is who is currently thinking of you? What are they thinking about you? Maybe is this an opportunity to reach out? That kind of a thing. So I felt like I agreed, definitely. I do think that this is a really perfect time at the time of filming this video. We're in kind of like mid to late July. And if you live in America like myself, going through a lot of challenges in the world. And I think that with the pandemic having such a massive effect on our lives, at least here in the States, it's making a lot of people feel really disconnected and, worried about relationships that are potentially falling through the cracks. So I felt like this is a really good time for us to be checking in and potentially taking the opportunity to reach out and send love to those whom maybe we haven't spoken with in some time. So a few quick announcements before we jump into today's reading. I am going to be offering 2 different forms of my private readings. For the longest time, I was doing just 30-minute readings, and now I've decided to add an option to do an hour-long private reading. And the reason for that is because I've noticed that when people come to me with more than 1 or 2 topics, say 3 or 4 topics they want to discuss in a private reading, that I just simply don't have enough time in 30 minutes to... My pot stickers are ready. Anyway, I've noticed in my 30-minute readings that I just simply don't have enough time to do to cover in as full in depth or as in full of detail as I would like that I could achieve in longer time. So for those of you who are interested, I have updated my Shopify website where you can go pick between whether or not you want to do a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading. And like I said, my suggestion is usually if you have 1 to 2 topics that you want to cover, say you want to talk about your love life and your career life, that's good for like 30 minutes. If you want to talk about potentially 2 different people in terms of like romantic relationships, your career life, and maybe your living situation, that would be something that would be better fit for a 60-minute option. So that's something to choose from. Also, I am going to be offering sale prices on both my private readings. On my 30-minute and 60-minute private readings, I'll be doing 30 minutes for $30 and 60 minutes for $60 up until the end of August. So if that's interesting to you, if you do feel called to join me for a private reading, then now would probably be a really great opportunity to take that plunge. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's groups. So from left to right, we have group number 1 featuring the Florida Night. Group number 2 is this green sea glass, and group number 3 is this red jasper. And for my patrons, or for those of you who would be interested in checking out the extended reading, here is group number 4. So for those of you who are supporting me over on my Patreon channel, you all, my lovelies, will get access to group number 4 here with this quartz point. And so usually my advice is that sometimes when you're picking these groups, one might be the right fit for you, or more than one may have information that will be really helpful to you. So use your intuition and guidance as you see fit when making the choices for the groups that call to you the most. And then of course the timestamps will be left down below so that you can join me for your reading. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into group number 1. Okay, welcome to those of you who picked group number 1. You picked this fluoridinite stone. So let's go ahead and unpackage these cards and find out who is thinking about you right now. So we have wedge. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Vase, we do have a secret admirer. And then we have the world. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords, okay? Then we have the Six of Raphael. And the note that goes with this says, embrace your inner child, new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood. Then we have the Leap of Faith with Archangel Metatron. It says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what brings you joy. Then we have a blessing on your day. And finally, a blessing for a fresh start. Okay, so very clearly here, I'm really getting the impression that there are two different prominent people whom are thinking about you. One is potentially a past, maybe romantic relationship, or one could be potentially a past romantic relationship, and the other could be a new relationship. Or it could be, I don't know, it's someone that's involved with you in your past, whether it's romantic or not, and then someone who's going to be coming into your life. We definitely have a secret admirer here, someone who's thinking very prominently of you, because we have the secret admirer as well as the Six of Raphael. The Six of Raphael is also known as the Six of Cups. And so this card talks a lot about like past friendships, past relationships. It can sometimes even talk back to like things going on in our childhood or things that represent nostalgic relationships, or it can even represent past live relationships. So I do feel like there is a great possibility here that there is someone that's been attracted to you, who is attracted to you because of that past life connection, even if there's a possibility that either one of you doesn't necessarily really know about that person. It's just like this feeling of familiarity with that person. And I don't think that you're aware of who this person is yet. Secret admirer tells me that, well, I would say that I think that you might have some kind of awareness of them, but I don't think that they're necessarily speaking out to you as much just yet. I think that there's someone that's kind of like in the background of in your mind is like an afterthought. Someone who maybe you've crossed paths with, but you don't necessarily have any kind of cemented or like official relationship with, if that makes sense. So the leap of faith for me is really speaking to taking that plunge with this new relationship and diving in, going for it. You could also be really working towards spending some time calling in this person. Something that might benefit you is, lighting a candle, asking your spirits to bring this person into your life, to get very specific when you're journaling or when you're scripting about what kind of a person you would like to see being brought into your life, and letting that person come through. I do believe that there is potential that they're probably looking to reach out to you sometime soon, but I would say it feels like, energetically speaking, someone from your past is purposefully trying to block that. So I do believe that it's going to take some effort from you to release this old person from your past in order to bring this new person in. So, these are already helpful. The blessing for the day and the blessing for a fresh start. These are both here to help and assist you in releasing this old person from your past. But I do believe it's going to be taking some action from you really to remove this person from your life. That to me is coming through here, especially with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, knights in tarot represent some type of action being taken. And swords talk about the element of air, which is all about communication or, like higher level education, like higher level thinking, intelligence. And so I do feel like there is a conversation here that needs to happen with potentially a past ex or maybe a past friendship. And even necessarily if it isn't a direct conversation where you're talking to them one-on-one, there needs to be some kind of acknowledgement that you are done with this relationship and that you are looking to move forward, and that you're looking to move on with your life. Now, like I said, this can be done through lighting a candle, expressing your interest in moving forward and releasing this person with your past and not looking to engage with them energetically or even physically any further. And I think that that could help you out a lot. Or if you do feel the courage to speak with them in person, you don't even, that's the thing though, is that like, I don't even feel like you need to be speaking with them directly and like having a full conversation and allowing them the opportunity to try to intervene with your choices, because I honestly do believe that they're not feeling the best intentions for you. And that's because the Ten of Swords as well as the Four of Swords. Like I said, Swords energy is all about communication. It can also be about mental health, as well as, like I said, higher level education, things like that. But the Ten of Swords in particular is a card of sabotage. This is particularly talking about someone or something interfering with your life and trying to prevent you from moving on to the next step, from moving on to the next chapter. The Four of Swords refers to like rest after dealing with some kind of an illness, or like specifically you could be struggling with feeling sick or ill all the time. And a lot of that could be because this person has some kind of an energetic or emotional hold on you. The World is another indicator that luck is on your side, that the energies and forces are starting to move towards a new chapter in your life, unfolding a new chapter in your life. But the thing about the World is that you can get yourself very easily stuck into a cycle unless you break the pattern, unless you break the cycle. So I do feel like there is some effort that needs to be put through on your part in order to attract in the secret admirer. And a lot of what that's going to mean is specifically, like I said, releasing energetically this person from your past. Let's go ahead and pull some Rebel Oracle for you. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, so the first one that I absolutely love for you is you are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. I mean, that couldn't be more perfect for this scenario. And then we have some dollar signs. And it says make it rain. So, I mean, I could also interpret this to be like a bit metaphorically speaking, like, like go for it, call in that person, do what you got to do. I do see some manifestation tasks for you in the future, and things of that sort. So I do kind of feel the need to actually read the book for these oracle cards. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, and then I'll get the book and I'll read the messages for you. Okay, so here's the book, and I've been enjoying reading these messages out loud because it has a lot of really amazing detailed information. So we're gonna go ahead and start with first the blessing on your day. So I'll put that right here so you can look at it pretty closely. Okay, a blessing on your day, page 42. All right, here's what the pages look like, and I'll go ahead and begin reading. So it says, a blessing on your day. A blessing to bring awareness, to shape and set the energy of the day, and to frame it with light and the possibilities of healing, adventure, and gratitude. May your soul feel called by the song of the day. May this day be gentle and good, clear and sure, filled with grace and gentle reminders of your own divinity. May the people you meet this day show generosity of spirit, be hospitable and welcoming, and open and candid in all their dealings. May the sky be filled with blue and white. May the green beneath your feet be solid and soft to walk upon. May the rain fall soft and nourishing, and trees whisper to you the secrets that you need to know. May any challenges you encounter find an answering strength and courage within you. And when you come to rest this night, may you remember the blessings this day held and account for them with the gods, and be thankful for each of them, no matter how small. Blessed be. You know what? I really interpret this to be in connection to the Four of Swords here. I feel like it's talking, as well as actually even the world, I would say. I feel like it's talking a lot about like getting yourself up and out of this rut, getting yourself up and away from this negative cycle that you've gotten yourself stuck in with this potential past ex, or maybe a past friend, or some kind of a relationship with someone who's just dragging you down, who's just very negative, right? And I feel like this blessing is meant to help you release this person's negativity, release this person's energy, and let them deal with that problem themselves, because it's no longer your responsibility, right? So I feel like that's a really beautiful blessing to release this person. Now I feel like the blessing for the fresh start is going to be the blessing for you to help you call in the secret admirer. So let's go ahead and flip to that page. So a blessing for a fresh start is, make sure you can see that okay, is a fresh start is page 101. Okay, page 101. Okay, here we go. So it's one page here, and then we flip it, and it's the next page. So I'll go ahead and start reading it for you. So it says, a blessing for a fresh start, a blessing for when we must begin a part or even a great deal of our lives anew. A blessing upon you as you strike out from the familiar place, which, for all its troubles, was the place you knew. May the uncertainty which surrounds you and the fear of what may come be quelled as you bravely take those first steps and begin to create the new life which was always yours, for destiny would have made this so. May you find comfort in the ease with which you find yourself embracing the new, and may the loneliness you encounter become more akin to solitude, a time of re-knowing your own self, as the world no longer can tell you who you are over and over again. May the breaking free of what tethered you renew your strength, and as you tremble from time to time, wondering if you ought to have stayed within the cage, know you are being watched over and encouraged by divine ones who wish you all the blessings of this world. May you embrace the differences, adapt and explore who you are, and know that even when you gave yourself this great chance, you offered yourself the great gift of recreation, of the transformation of self, of the realization of your own personal truth. May this fresh start be a blessing to you and give you the knowledge, the certain and unquestionable faith that you can break free of winter, that a springtime within your life has come through your own creation, and you have gathered up all the power you had, struck out far from the self and the ways that you knew, in order to be free, to be wild, to be holy yourself, your own self, to be holy your own self once again. A blessing to you, child of the earth, on this fresh start, which will come to you as soft as this flower breaking free of a bud, as strong as a butterfly emerging from the cocoon. There may be struggle within this shift, but know your every movement towards the new is divine, is noticed, is energetically supported with the blessings of all the wild world. For the wheel must turn, and every point on that wheel is a blessing. Blessed be. Woo, I've got the chills. So that was really beautiful. And I think that, you know, the way that all these cards came out was a really beautiful story to tell for you today, that whether it was a past relationship in particular, or maybe just a past chapter in your life that's representing kind of this period of winter, this period of darkness, it's really beautiful to see that there's something really amazing coming for you. And that if you, grab it and just hold on tight and continue to have faith that everything's going to be fine, then everything is. And it also did kind of allude in that passage that there could be potentially a time here where you might be spending your time alone, and that's okay. And if anything, that's probably encouraged, because it's important that you first start to develop and strengthen the relationship with yourself before you really dive into this new relationship with this new secret admirer, if that relationship were to blossom into something serious. So, at the end of the day, the message to you, my friend, is that yes, you do have people thinking of you. In particular, there are two people who are very strongly coming through right now. And they both have very clear intentions. And the task for you is to develop that clear intention for yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. Thank you so much, my friends, for joining me for this session. If this reading spoke to you, please feel free to leave a comment or a like this video, letting me know that you enjoyed it, and I will make sure to create more videos along this same topic. And if you did feel like you would like to leave some kind of energetic exchange, I am accepting tips and donations in my Cash App and Venmo apps located in the description box down below. So, all my light and love to you today. Thank you so much for joining me in today's session. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, welcome group number 2 to your reading. You chose this green sea glass stone. So let's go ahead and unpackage these cards, and let's figure out who is thinking about you today. So we have Rat, someone working against you or behind your back. We have Tea Leaf Oracle Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. We have the Three of Swords reversed. We have the Eight of Swords in the upright. We have the Fool reversed. And we have Five of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. And then we have a Divine Guidance with Archangel Sandalphon. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. And then we have, with our blessing cards, a blessings of the waters, as well as a blessing on your boundaries. Wow, that's really powerful. Okay. So I do believe that you do have someone thinking about you who potentially is a recent ex, a past lover, someone whom you used to have some kind of an intimate relationship with. I'm not exactly sure. I do genuinely get the understanding that this is someone that you had a deeper connection with, whether it is, a romantic connection, a friendship, a blood relationship such as a family member or something along those lines. But I do genuinely feel like this is someone whom you used to have a pretty deep connection with. Now, there is definitely a theme of fives going on right now, because we had the Five of Raphael as well as the Hierophant, or otherwise known as Divine Guidance here in the Archangel Tarot. And I want to start with this because the number 5 is really crucial for everything that we're about to talk about in this session, which is that the number 5 represents transformation and growth, but it's uncomfortable transformation and growth. So, what you're going through, yes, you do have someone thinking about you, and even though it's, not necessarily pleasant that this person in particular is thinking about you, what's going to happen in the long run is going to be such a beautiful thing for you, such a transformative experience for you, because you're being challenged in a healthy way in order to learn specifically how to create your own boundaries, to be successful with relationships in the future. Specifically, I do believe in regards to like romantic relationships, emotional connections, and things like that, because the blessing on your waters, the element of water specifically refers to emotions, psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, and the emotional connection that we feel with our loved ones and other people in our lives. So we'll come back to these two cards later. I decided in group number 1 to actually go ahead and read the passages from the Blessed Be book. So sit tight for that. We'll come back to that later. But yeah, so these two particular cards are most importantly talking about getting over a breakup, getting over a romantic relationship. The Five of Raphael is also another card in tarot that refers to the Five of Cups, which is again like another romantic card, another emotional card, things like that. Next, we do have here the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is another breakup card for me. I mean, you can quite literally see that it's swords stabbing into a heart. And I like, though, that it came through in the reverse for you, because for me, what this is representing is it's you healing your heart, and you moving on. And, it's interesting, as I'm looking at these cards, and especially seeing here, like the rat, that someone is working against you or behind your back, like I get the sensation or the feeling that this is someone who has a really hard time playing the comparison game. And they're the type of person that is going to want to play this game of like who's gonna win after the relationship ends. Like, do you know what I'm talking about? How when a relationship ends, like whoever is the person that wins is technically the person that like gets into another relationship first, which I think is such a stupid competition that people play and that society plays. Is that the idea of being in a relationship is what is the ideal picture of success? I mean, some people need and benefit greatly from being single, but also potentially being in non-traditional style relationships. So I definitely feel like there's some kind of pressure like that for you, group number 2, where it feels like there's this kind of weird mental game that's being played right now. And in regards to the boot, talking about increasing your efforts in order to achieve your goals, I really don't believe that this is talking in particular about like getting a new relationship or winning at the breakup. I really believe that's not the case for you. I believe that this is really about finding peace with yourself and proving to yourself that you don't have to prove anything to them, and that them specifically trying to work against you or behind your back is only doing more damage to themselves than it is to you. That for me is coming through here with the Hanged Man, okay? So the Hanged Man, it's really interesting in this particular tarot deck. This is the New Visions Tarot, and I really like this deck so far. I just got it this week. I really like it because it shows the perspectives of the cards as if you're viewing from behind the protagonist, the main character in the card, like if you're watching from behind them. So normally in the Hanged Man, we actually see the man like hanging on the tree, but in this scenario, we're not necessarily seeing him, we're just seeing his back. But we do get the opportunity to see a bunch of people below him who are antagonizing him, kind of being hecklers, haters. And I really do see this being personified in your life as like the rat, being someone whom is just constantly trying to meddle in your life or constantly trying to mess with you in your life. And the Hanged Man, the main message behind this card is that it's supposed to represent like seeing the world through fresh eyes, or seeing the world through a new perspective, or through someone else's shoes, and that you're purposefully putting yourself in this scenario in order to understand or to grow or to evolve. And, genuinely, I do believe that this rat person is just not being helpful or conducive to either one of you. I think that what they're doing, like I said, again, I do believe that they're being more detrimental to themselves, but they do have a hold on you still, unless and until you choose to release them. And that's what's going to be discussed in these next two cards. So sorry, by the way, if you're hearing like background noises. I live on a golf course, and it's become really sunny. So I bet people are enjoying themselves out on the course. Anyway, so the next card is the Eight of Swords. And this card talks a lot about like creating a mental prison for yourself, and being stuck within your head, being stuck within your own thoughts. And another way I really like to describe this particular card too, and just like tarot in general, is that when we're so wrapped up in our own personal lives, when we're so wrapped up in like the particular issues or the things that are going on in our immediate awareness, that all that we're really paying attention to is just one singular tree. And what we're not recognizing is the entire forest of information or, knowledge of things that are happening around us and in our life. And, I do genuinely believe that readers in general, we have the ability to help you see the forest in its full picture. Same idea when it comes to like any service-based practitioner, whether it's a therapist, a physician, what have you. The main goal is to help you kind of see the full outside perspective, which again goes back to the idea of the Hanged Man. But with the Eight of Swords, it's meant to help pull you out of, the mental spiral that you're technically creating for yourself. And what I love about this rendition of this card is that it's showing that you're not surrounded by these swords. All that you're seeing are the swords that are in front of you. And you're not recognizing the path behind you that is open to you, that is available to you to take as your next route. Now, yes, there are some vultures there, which I think is just what's creating a lot of stress and anxiety, because you might potentially be hearing them, or it might be like something that you have just enough awareness on, but not complete, full sensation of, that's freaking you out. So like, for example, you might be able to hear or like sense that something is going on weird. Like you might be hearing from other people that maybe this ex is talking about you, or like you might be seeing them on social media, like making weird hints, but you don't have the full picture, right? You don't have the full understanding of what all is going on. And because you don't have the full picture, you're starting to get inside your head and playing their game, which is that comparison game of like, oh, well, I'm doing a lot better than they are because XYZ reason, blah, 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 blah. And the point is to get yourself extracted from that game and start living your own life. And that's the problem, because for you, the Fool is reversed, and the Fool represents innocence, new chapters, new beginnings, new opportunities, right? Leaving the past behind. Completely opening yourself up fresh to new opportunities. Now, the funny thing is that this rendition, so it shows the Fool walking blindly, happily, innocently into the unknown where there's a volcano erupting, but that doesn't necessarily represent like doom and gloom. It represents that yes, there's gonna be struggles and challenges. Yes, there's gonna be things that you will have to face. But it's a lot easier to face these struggles and challenges when you have complete awareness of what is going on, when you have your boundaries set. So that's the main goal of this. Yes, it's going to be challenging. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, but you're going to come out so much better for it. Again, emotionally stable, boundaries are set, like you have a deepening understanding for yourself, and most importantly, respect for yourself. That will guide you into the next relationship. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the opportunity now to read the passages from the Blessed Bee book. So let's go ahead and start with the Blessing on Waters, which is going to be talking about your emotions, your intuition, and potentially romantic relationships. So let's go ahead and pick that up. Blessing of Waters, page 40. Here we are. Here's the passage. Okay, a blessing of the waters. A blessing to bring in the powers of the waters to cleanse and purify, rebirth, and restore you. From the great bodies of water in this world we arose, we humans, more water than flesh, shaped from the bones of land and caressed into form by the movements of our liquid mother, the ocean. we arose and came to the earth by way of water. While we wait to be born into this new lifetime, we are nurtured from conception by the waters before we emerge from our mothers and meet the land and the air. So, it is to the water we turn when we must be reborn. When life stagnates, or when we fall into despair, we turn to the water to bless us and shape us, to hold us up when we cannot walk, to give us a dream between the dreams, to bring back to life our emotions, to wash clean the soul wearing its cloak of despair, to wash clean the soul wearing its cloak of despair. We ask for the blessings of the waters on our psyches, so our soul self can be free of heaviness and learn to move as water does through even the greatest of blocks of stones and the rivers. We ask for the blessings of waters on our blood, so our inheritance comes to us untainted by the dark memories we sometimes dwell on. And we ask for the blessings of waters. So let us release what we are burdened with through the intelligent tears, freeing us from pent-up store of unfreed feelings. We ask for the blessing of waters on our relationships, so that the water moves through and cleanses our friendships and families and lovers from the resentments that sometimes humans fall prey to. And we ask for the blessings of waters for ourselves, so that, like water, we develop humility and know when to reshape our lives and flow into the best form for us now. May water smooth the sharp edges of our pain and give us ease in times when we are storm-swept and rain-dashed. May your intuition be fresh and flowing. May your feelings be clean and clear as water flowing over river rocks in the wilderness. May your emotions be as powerful as the wave of the ocean, as deep as the sea. May you accept the mysteries of your own depths. May you never thirst and always be blessed by water. Blessed be. Love that. Especially the part where it's cleansing your past relationships, right? I think that that's perfect, exactly what is needed for this scenario. So that's amazing. Let's go ahead and move into the closing, which is the blessing on your boundaries. Okay. A blessing on your boundaries. Page 99. Okay. Here's page 1, and then it flips to page 2. So, a blessing on your boundaries. Number 33. A blessing on your ability to decide where you end and where others begin, on what you will do gladly and without regret, and what you cannot be compelled to do, for it would be against your own nature. Within this lifetime, there will be times when you are unsure of what is most important and what is the best thing for you to do. You will not be sure why you wish to do something, and when it comes to others, especially others for whom we have strong feelings, it can be a challenge indeed to know what it is best to do, and to know why we sometimes feel great misgivings when it comes to offering our time, our love, our money, and gifts to another for their use. With this blessing comes certainty that in this situation, you will now know the difference between what is best for you to do and what another wants you to do. May you be blessed with the sure ability to say no quietly and without apology to the boss who asks for too much, to the partner who asks you to put your own needs aside for theirs. May it now be clear to you when a friend fails to listen and reciprocate, and when you give without being given to in return. May this blessing draw clearly the lines that mark out your own emotional landscape and make a map of who you are and where you end, so that you may know when others intrude into your space and mind, your heart and home without invitation. With this blessing of boundaries, let there be respect and consultation and a renewed appreciation of your own needs and desires. May this blessing give you the power to close a door, to open a window, to ask for help in return, and to support yourself by beginning to respect and acknowledge what it is you need. And with this blessing, these powers you will now have. Blessed be. Pretty cool. I am a huge fan of this reading. I really do hope that it spoke to you today, and that you have found some kind of inspiration when it comes to releasing this past relationship, taking the lessons with it, taking the humility of the lessons that have come with it, accepting what has happened, and choosing to move forward on your own. You've got this. There's so much beautiful change ahead for you. I am so excited for you, and I am so excited for the evolution that you are about to experience. So with that said, thank you so much for joining me in today's reading. I truly do hope that you found some amazing resonating messages and insights today. Please give this video a thumbs up and a comment letting me know what you thought. And if you do feel so called to leave a tip or donation as appreciation for today's session, I left my Venmo and Cash App information in the description box down below. So thank you again, my loves, for joining me in today's session. It means the world to me to have you here today. I wish you all the best, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Okay, welcome group number 3 to today's pick a card reading. You chose the red jasper. So let's go ahead and unpackage today's cards and see what we've got for you today. Who is thinking about group number 3? So we have dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations. We have basket, recognition, reward for merit. And then we have the number 6, 6 of swords. We have the 2 of cups. We have the strength card. I almost didn't recognize it. And then finally we have the Knight of Wands. Then with the Archangel Tarot, we have the Page of Ariel, otherwise known as the Page of Pentacles. And this one says, reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered for you, scholarships or the pursuit of education. Time to get to work. Next up, we have the 7 of Gabriel, otherwise known as the 7 of Wands. And this one reads, stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. Okay. Then we have a blessing for good work. And finally, a blessing on a home. Okay, so I'm getting 2 clear different scenarios here for you. I feel like the people that are thinking of you today, group number 3, first of all, it might be a boss or some kind of manager or someone who's superior to you. I'm trying to get this to align straight with the camera. Yes, so I feel like it's someone in relation to your work, and then I do also definitely feel like there's someone in relation to your relationship. I would say definitely the prominent thing going on here is most certainly about your work relationship. We do have the 2 of Cups here, which normally represents, like, you know, twin flames or soulmates. So for those of you, I would honestly actually say for the majority of you, I feel like this is talking about a particular relationship that you've been starting to develop with a work relationship. I don't know if I necessarily feel that this is a romantic relationship. I'll likely pull more cards on it in a second to see if I can get it clarified. Normally the 2 of Cups does talk about like twin flame soulmate relationships, like romantic relationships, but honestly, like the rest of these cards are really pointing towards a business relationship, some kind of professional relationship here. I do feel like you have been having some concern about like your place in work, wondering if you've been doing enough, if you've been contributing enough, feeling like maybe you might have been asking too many questions, or, you know, feeling like you might even be a detriment to the company, or like bringing people down or hiding. Like, I feel like you've been concerned a lot about your performance at work, and this is really meant to be a reassurance that no way, you definitely have like nailed it on the head. So much so that you're going to be recognized for all of this amazing work that you've been putting in. And that a lot of this fear and this worry is all for nothing. Page of Ariel can also come in. I mean, this did talk about like the opportunity for education, but I do also really see this card when we're talking about the opportunity for a promotion, or a raise, or like something really exciting, right? Where you're going to be starting to get more recognition for the work that you have been doing. Now, some of the cards that we do have here are cards that are kind of like uncomfortable cards, or like growth cards, evolution cards. And not to say that they're not like happy cards. I do believe that they lead to really good recognition and prizes, again, reward for merit. But it's representing that the period that you're going through right now, the chapter that you're going through right now, it's acknowledgement that it is super uncomfortable, right? But you're doing it, you're getting through it. You've got this, okay? Now, it does feel like there might be some things that you could use some awareness of, or that you could kind of ground yourself on a bit more. And I'm saying this because we have here the Strength card as well as the Seven of Gabriel. Now, like I said, the Seven of Gabriel was saying stand up for what you believe in, but now take a look at the Strength card. This is Tarot of the New Visions. So, and I like this deck a lot because it shows like the behind the scenes version of all the cards, and you can kind of see that there's actually a snake trying to get underneath the skirt of the woman who is, you know, practicing strength of patience and strength of will with the lion and calming the lion. Now, snakes, you know, in mythology and tarot and in religion, they tend to represent the symbolism of like distrust, ill will, temptation, right? So something's going on. I do want to say it does feel like, you know, your fear worries isn't for nothing. I do feel like there might be someone or something trying to make you potentially look bad, potentially another coworker, or like someone who's, I don't even know if they're intentionally trying to go after you, but I think that they're definitely trying to make themselves appear as good as possible and trying to bring down as many other people as possible. To elaborate on that, the Six of Swords here, this card, I get this in a few different scenarios, and it depends on the context of the rest of the cards that kind of helps me decide what this real meaning is for you. And so the Six of Swords for me can come through in scenarios where spirit is intentionally leading someone to a path that they've been asking to be led towards, or I can even see it in toxic relationships. So if it's in a romantic relationship, it's like some kind of, you know, awful codependency situation or manipulation tactics. And unfortunately, I do potentially see here that you could be dealing with a coworker or someone within your professional world, within the world that has to do with your financial income, with your living. And even though they might appear to be helpful and appear to be friendly, I don't think that they have the best intentions. And I do believe that that's potentially why you might be having these kind of weird anxiety spouts, these weird feelings of fear, and these feelings like someone is coming after you. And I think it's because it is. And that could actually be why the Two of Cups is there, is because they've been trying to make themselves appear as a friend, as someone whom, you know, has your back, as someone who is like your right-hand guy, which is unfortunate. I feel like, and what this is going to have to cause you to do is to really stand your ground. Again, the standing up for what you believe in, but then also the Knight of Wands. This is talking about like taking action on something that you believe someone is doing, I'm spilling over my words, on something that you believe someone is doing that is unethical. Like I do kind of get the impression here that there could be some kind of unethical practices. Someone might be trying to skate corners or play the blame game, like something odd is up, right? So let's go ahead and pull some Rebel Oracle deck cards here. Let's see if we can get a few more clarifiers on this. And I might even pull a clarifier too on the Two of Cups. Yes, wow. You are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. So I do believe there is a bit of a fight, and obviously not like throwing hands kind of a fight, but it definitely feels like someone is taking advantage of what you've got going. Yeah, King of Wands reversed. So I feel like you're not necessarily standing up for yourself. You're not really going at full throttle. You're not acting completely within your power. The wands, the element of wands represents the element of like self-expression. So this talks about, you know, how others perceive you, what kind of image you're putting off, so that when others see you, what kind of first impression do they get about you, how people read you. And, you know, there's a good chance here that, you know, with the Strength card, people do view you like on the exterior as being pretty solid, but then once they get to know you more, they might actually start to see some avenues, some places in which they could really take advantage. And it could be potentially related to a relationship. You know, what's really interesting about these cards is that with like the royals, it actually shows like the weakness of these characters. And it's interesting for the King of Wands, it's showing that their weakness is their love, their partner, right? And then we do have a lion here representing Leo. So there's a lot of pride. And there's a lot of pride in relationships in general. And I do feel like your image is being thwarted with here, because Leo is all about first impressions. It's all about, you know, what's being shown on the exterior. So I definitely feel like someone is taking advantage of what's going on. Interesting. So we do have the Ace of Cups here. So we could actually also be dealing with a romantic partner. I don't feel like the romantic partner is related to the coworker. Three of Wands is talking about taking action. Again, it's same as Seven of Gabriel. This is about like going on a journey, going on some kind of an endeavor, taking that action, going forth, but like being the pioneer of it all. Because you can see behind him, there's a bunch of people like in little carriages and in little carts that are following suit. You really do have to step up and be in a leadership role, because you're not with the King of Wands. You're kind of just letting things happen right now. The Five of Wands, this is talking about like petty arguments, stupid fights, that kind of a thing. And I do believe it's also kind of distracting you from the big picture. Whatever is going on isn't the big issue, isn't the big like main ticket event. There's something bigger going on. This could be an opportunity for you to lean on your loved ones. If the Ace of Cups, if it's talking about for those of you in a relationship, I think that this could be talking about you leaning on your significant other for assistance. For those of you who are single, this could be talking about a passion towards your work, a passion towards the kind of effort, the kind of work ethic that you bring, you know, on an everyday basis. Yes. So I feel like there is someone that's thinking about you, and unfortunately there is a bit of ill intentions, ill wills here, and it's important for you to stand up for yourself. Very importantly, it's important for you to take kind of a pioneer step. If you do have any like new ideas or new things that you could be potentially introducing to the workforce, now is the time to do it. Do not share it with your coworker. I feel like that's kind of something that they would take for themselves and, you know, pass off as their own idea. So it's really about you standing up for yourself and doing something that's going to get you that recognition and reward in time. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable in the moment, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, so now let's jump over to the blessings cards. I've been reading passages from the book, so I'm going to go ahead and start here with, I'm going to start with the blessing on a home first. So I'm going to leave that there so you can see it as I read the passage. Okay, a blessing on a home, page 52. And here is the passage here. So I'm going to go ahead and begin reading it. A blessing on a home. A blessing for a home with protective presence a creative field within which you can thrive and be reborn night after night, day after day. May the walls of your home hold strong against the influences of the world outside. Within the walls and beneath the sheltering roof of your home, may you find privacy and comfort and the freedom to be who you are when all about you falls away and there are no more eyes to watch you. May you have comfort, good food, nourishing rest, healing quiet, true friends who come and go in ways that bring you both joy and companionship. May you offer hospitality freely and gladly, and may the blessings you offer be returned in the opening of homes that to you in return. May the borders of your home be protected and guarded by angels, and within its spaces may there be a place for intimacy, connection, friendships, privacy, conversations, calm, the roar of laughter, the soft fall of tears, and the quiet peace of hope. May your life take shape within your home. May there be births, and when deaths come, let them be kind ones. Let the home you create become the very essence of what home can be, and may it, in return, offer you, your body, your soul, the most nourishing of spaces between the worlds. That's another thing I did want to mention too, is I do get the impression that you might be working from home, or that work is coming to home with you, and now it's become so enveloping in your life that there's like no escape from this stress. And it's like time to say enough is enough and hit that eject button, right? So now let's move on to the blessing for good work. Okay. Blessing for good work. 68. Okay, a blessing for good work. A blessing to bring you work that offers you opportunity to grow the soul, to create and to be fulfilled with those who will allow you to develop the talents that lie within you. Each of us longs for work that allows our soul to expand and meet the potential of each day, but we often fall short, feeling our work is mundane and purposeless. Yet we touch people with our words, energy, actions each day, changing lives with the beacon of our smiles and encouragement, even amidst the most ordinary of places. Let there be good work for you, and know that even if your work seems ordinary, nothing is without its blessing. May your soul's luminous radiance light up all opportunities to do good work and find satisfaction in the small beauties of each day. May your work, however humble it may seem to be, find its purpose to heal and to help and to expand the abilities you have been so very blessed to receive. May your work reward you with enough food in your pocket and skills born new into your world, which you can teach to others and share and bring to your own life, enriching the personal with what you do through your working day. May every act of work become a kind of act of devotion, shining on the beauty of your own blessed soul, showing to you the infinite variety of ways we can bring blessings to others. May you find the truth of the sacred within your work and be blessed with the knowledge that spirits work through you, for you, bringing blessings of light, of comfort, of healing, and renewal to all who encounter you throughout the working day. Know it is blessed to find dissatisfaction too, and that this discontentment can drive you forth into the arms of the next place that has the need for your skills and presence. May your work bring to you blessings and never leave you tired beyond what you can do. May those who receive the work you do be uplifted and never fail to offer you their thanks and gratitude, so you know that all has come full circle. May you be mindful in your work, available and present for those who seek your help, and may this focus refresh and reawaken you to your value each day. May each day begin with anticipation for the unknown work you will do, and may it end with the satisfaction of knowing that you brought your gifts to the day, changed it for the better, and thanks to the work of your two hands. Blessed be. Pretty neat. Okay, my friend, you are capable of great things. You are capable of passing this, getting over this period. and you are capable of standing up for yourself. Just take your power back, and beautiful things are ahead for you. So thank you so much for joining me in today's session, my love. I really do wish that you were able to find some good insight and guidance in this reading. If you do feel like this spoke to you, please let me know. I'd love to see comments letting me know what group you picked and what resonated for you. Make sure to also like this video if you enjoyed it, so I know to continue to create more like this. And finally, if you do feel called to leave a tip or donation for today's reading, I have left my Venmo and Cash App information in the description box below. So thank you so much for joining me in today's session, my love. I wish you all the best, and I cannot wait to see you again in the next video. Take care.